What's up, my YouTube family? How's my fan bams doing today on Hump Day? Higgity, higgity, Hump Day. Hopefully everybody's doing wonderfully blessed and had a great day in the markets today. Hopefully you guys were green. Although the market was kind of shitty today, guys. It was more down than it was up. Nonetheless, hopefully you guys had a great day. This is Crypto and Stock Talk with Hamid G, this guy right here. For those of you on YouTube that don't know, but now you know I'm the guy who brings the latest guys in crypto and in the stock market. So hopefully your account, my account, and whoever else is looking to count can go up in the dinero, guys. We need to make that feria, homes. We're trying to make that skrilla for real, guys. You know what I mean? I am trying to get to a milli, hopefully sooner than later. Guys, none of this is financial advice. It's just me sharing my thoughts and opinions as I invest in crypto and in the stock markets. With that being said, we're going to just dive right into it, guys. We're not going to be long. Not too long, just long enough. Hey, Baby Yoda says, "What's up?" I just had to share, guys, because me and my kids were actually wearing Baby Yoda shirts. Me and my 3 kids, we all had Baby Yoda shirts on today in the park, and everybody was like, "Oh, how cute!" Because we were all rocking Baby Yoda shirts, all different colors. My daughter had on a purple one, and my son had a black one. Mother son had a like a grayish one, a lighter gray, guys. But I just thought it was pretty cool. I'll share that with you guys. Anyways, all right, guys. So we're gonna be talking about Mastec, right? Ticker MTZ. Okay, so now why did I choose Mastec and what do I see in Mastec? Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. Reason why, excuse me, reason why I picked Mastec, guys, is because I truly believe they're going to benefit from the, what is it, 1.2 trillion infrastructure package that Mr. Biden signed, and that is going to here, hopefully sooner than later, be rolling out and creating massive jobs for many Americans, right? So this company here is bound to benefit from it, guys, because they do a lot of infrastructure work, right? It's a construction company, long story short. So I wanted to put this one on your radar, guys. So I'm going to read a little article on some bullish news on this company here. Then I'll give you a little bit of price targets on what Wall Street gives to it. Guys, if all this sounds good to you, consider to subscribe to the channel. Do me a big favor, guys, and destroy that like button, man. It is free of charge, guys. It don't cost you nothing but a couple seconds to just go over to the like button and push it, and maybe leave a comment down below. I would truly appreciate it, guys, by showing me some mad love. I appreciate it, guys. I do take my time out of the day, so hopefully you guys don't have to do it, right? So I can bring you these stocks to put on your radar, guys. So hopefully our accounts can go up in that money, man, and get that financial freedom that we're all striving for. Like I always say, and I will continue to always say, is, you know what I mean, we're all on different levels in investing. You know what I mean? Some have a little bit of money, some have a lot of money. The point being is we're all striving for the same thing in this, to make our accounts go up in money, and hopefully sooner than later, right? I'm doing it for my loved ones, for my kids. I want to leave them some generational wealth. You know what I mean? Because nobody taught me about investing and all this important stuff, right? Investing, you know what I mean, and you know, creating a nest egg for yourself or for your loved ones or for both, right? But the point is, nobody taught me, right? So that's why I decided to make this channel, to hopefully help others that are in the same walk of life of me, such as in investing, right? Whether you know some about the stock market or nothing, hopefully this channel will help empower you. It will help teach you. It'll help motivate you to want to invest in the markets. And guys, you don't need to be rich. You don't need to have lots of money. You can start with 20 bucks, guys. You know what I mean? And just gradually start putting in money, right? You know, you work, you know, if you get paid weekly, you can start putting in money every week or every 2 weeks or once a month, whatever it is, guys. Start investing, man, and think of that financial freedom, man. Who wants to work forever? I know I sure don't. My goal, guys, is to retire in 10 years or less. I am 42 years old. I plan to retire by the age of 52 and enjoy life like all of us should. You know, we shouldn't have to work till we're 70 years old to get our retirement. You know what I mean? I want to retire before that. You know what I mean? Granted, I'll get my retirement. You know what I mean? I won't get as much as I wanted to. But nonetheless, you know what I mean, by investing in the markets and putting money aside plus this and that, you know what I mean, then I should have enough money to be able to retire at the age of 52. Well, I know I fell off the subject there, guys. I apologize. I don't want to take too much of your time. So let's get into it, okay, guys? All right. So we're going to get into who they are and what it is they do. Okay, guys. So it says about them. It says Mastec, excuse me, guys, here. It says Mastec Inc. engages in the provision of infrastructure construction services. It operates through the following segments: communications, oil and gas electrical, transmission, clean energy, and infrastructure. Two key words, guys, on Mr. Biden's infrastructure package. Clean energy and infrastructure, guys. So these guys are definitely going to benefit. And not definitely, but in my opinion, I truly think this company, amongst many other ones, are going to benefit. But I'm putting this one on your guys' radar. So it says the communication segment performs engineering, construction, maintenance, and customer fulfillment activities related to communications infrastructure, primarily for wireless and wireless/fiber communications, and installed to the home customers. The oil and gas segment offers services on oil and natural gas pipelines and processing facilities for the energy and utilities industry. The electrical transmission segment deals with the energy and utility industries. The clean energy and infrastructure segment services energy, utility, and other end markets through the installation and construction of power generation facilities, including from clean energy and renewable sources such as wind, solar, and biomass, as well as various types of heavy civil and industrial infrastructure, guys. And what heavy civil and industrial infrastructure, guys, means is like bridges, freeways, so on and so roads. You know what I mean? That's what that means, right? I work in construction, guys, so I kind of know what they're talking about here, right? I'm a union iron worker. Been doing it for 16 and a half years, and I love what I do, guys. I truly do, man. It's a privilege and an honor to be building America, as we like to say. I do it with pride, you know what I mean? And I help build skyscrapers, you know what I mean? And who gets to go, 30, 40 stories up in the sky and help build these skyscrapers that stand the test of time. It's freaking awesome, you know what I mean? And it's not for everybody, man. It's hard work, you know what I mean? It is scary being way up there, but point I'm making is I love my job. I love what I do. Not my job, my career. Let me rephrase that. It's my career, guys. I love what I do, but I do want to retire in 10 years. I love you, my brothers, but I do want to retire in 10 years or less. All right, sorry. Okay, so the other segment comprises of utility of equity investments, other small business units that perform construction and other services for a variety of international end markets. The company was founded by Jorge Mas Consoa on March 11, 1994, and headquartered in Coral Gables, Florida. All right, guys, we're going to get into an article here that I got out of Seeking Alpha here, guys, right? Just furthermore, is bullish for this company, right? For this stock, rather, right? Let me grab my notes here, guys, okay? So it says, Mastec has a current buy position, and Wall Street analysts give it a price target of $138. They have a market cap of $7.2 billion, guys. So it's definitely not a small company by means, right, guys? They have a $7.2 billion market cap. It's currently trading at $99.78. The last 3 months, it was up 25.3%, guys. In the last year, 200%. Not too shabby, huh? Its first level resistance, guys, is at $100.37. And that second level of resistance is at $102.19. And the third level is at $104.29. First level of support is $99.17. So, guys, they're sitting right now in that sweet spot, right? They're right in between the first level of support and the first level of resistance, right? Kind of undecisive on what it's going to do, but in my opinion, I think it's going to continue to go up, especially with the bullish news, right, of the infrastructure package, what we're going to read about and learn here in this article. So I think it's going to do great, guys. Do not sleep on this one, man. Just like I know I've been talking about Playboy, guys, for a lot, you know what I mean? But man, I keep saying it, guys, because I'm hoping you guys get it to your head. That stock is going to blow, man, to the sky. It's going to go to the moon, rather, you know what I mean? It's been doing great these past couple months that it's just barely been on the market. And today it was up 10%. Granted, it went down, but it was up 10% again. You know what I mean? It's just been on a rampage, guys. Okay, anyways, enough about Playboy. So they are expected to grow annually earnings at 12.6% per year. As of right now, they are sitting on $723 million, guys, of free cash flow. That's pretty damn good. The reportable earnings for 2020 was $322.8 million, which is 5.1% profit margin, guys. Mastec has been profitable over the past 5 years, guys. Some companies aren't even profitable, you know what I mean, for many years. But for the past 5 years, they've been profitable, guys, at 32.5% per year, which is freaking great. You know what I mean? Institutions own 80% of the company, and retail investors, such as you and I, own 20% of the company. Okay, so which major major players from Wall Street are invested in Mastec. Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm about to share that with you. You have none other than BLACKROCK, the biggest freaking heavy hitter in the world, owns, check this out, guys. They own 749.7 million. Yeah, you heard that. $749.7 million worth of shares. That's no freaking chump change. That's a hell of a lot of money, guys. The owner, George Mass, the CEO, he owns $1.1 billion worth of shares. That's a lot of freaking shares, guys. That's always great to see. None other than Vanguard, the second biggest freaking institutional investor in the world. They own $579.8 million worth of shares. Goldman Sachs, $124.5 million worth of shares. Charles Schwab's, $73.1 million worth of shares. And you have the bank, New York Mellon, the oldest bank in America. They own $65 million worth of shares. Just these 5 heavy hitters on Wall Street, guys, altogether, they just own about $1 billion worth of shares. Obviously, they see freaking dollar signs, you know what I mean? And hopefully sooner than later. They obviously see profits, guys. They are not going to invest this much money into a company that they might just get a couple dollars from. Obviously, they probably know something that we don't know, and possibly, you know what I mean, they know that this company is going to maybe get guaranteed contracts or so on and so forth. Who knows? I'm just speculating, right, guys? But, hey, you know what I mean? They know more stuff than we do. And for them to have this much money invested into a company, guys, I truly believe they know something that we don't. Like I said, just mere speculation. And I think this company is going to benefit from it. And like I said, they're not going to put all that much money, guys, into a company that is not going to make money. Okay, guys, so I'm going to finish out with this article here. If that sounds good to you guys, man, destroy that like button for me, guys. Come on, man. Okay, it says Mastec is sitting pretty for $315 billion of upcoming U.S. infrastructure spending. Add another $111 billion of spending if they can pivot their oil and gas pipeline construction until water. Unit to water. Sorry, guys. Here, let me put this up here. It says there will be a lot of challenging ramping up for something this big, but the company has much experience with that. This is the first time in a series of companies that look to gain from the Biden job bill. See, guys, like I said, man, these guys I think they're gonna do good, man. It says this is the first of series of opportunities arising from the proposed Biden jobs bill. Please keep in mind they may never pass, and even if it does, may be drastically modified by the time it passes. Next up is water infrastructure, and after that, we'll turn to materials. Okay, guys. Okay, so it says 4 of a kind. It says Mastec, one of the country's leading infrastructure companies, should see substantial growth opportunities under the proposed infrastructure bill. The bill includes significant investments in communications, fiber broadband, and 5G, clean energy generations, and electrical transmission, investing and hardening, all areas where Mastec is already a major player. Like when we read into what it is that you guys, they do every single one of these things that was just mentioned. That's why I'm saying they're a jack of all trades. Why wouldn't they pick this company to benefit from this package, right? This infrastructure package, you know what I mean? So it says here, the first company that popped into my head when reading the White House fact sheet for the Biden jobs bill was one I already own, which is very convenient. Mark Lewis is being modest, if you ask me. By my count, Mastec, ticker MTZ, is at the sweet spot of $315 billion in infrastructure spending in the bill over 8 years. Add another $111 billion of government spending if they are able to pivot their oil and gas pipeline engineering construction unit to water. Mastec, by comparison, is a company whose highest revenue year pre-pandemic 2019 was $7.2 billion. That's a lot of money. Mastec has 4 units for construction and engineering. The aforementioned oil and gas pipeline unit, communications, renewable / bridges / roads, and electrical transmission. Yeah, you see, guys, like I said, bridges and roads, right? And electrical transmission. The jobs bill has funding for the following, amongst many of other things: $100 billion for rural broadband, $100 billion for electrical transmission and renewables, $115 billion for bridges, highways, roads, and main streets, $111 billion for water infrastructures. That puts Mastec in the crosshairs of about half the infrastructure-related spending in the bill. $426 billion over 8 years. If you're interested in a full rundown of the bill and the sector opportunities, okay, that's if you want to get it. So, guys, that's a lot of money that Mr. Biden is putting out there for, you know, for all of those things that are said. And these guys do all of those. You know what I mean? All of them. I know I keep saying it, guys. It's just, man, this is going to be a great one, man. I think it's going to go more than $138. Mind you, guys, that is just a price target for within the next 12 months or less. You know what I mean? And who's to say that it can't go more than 138? You know what I mean? Especially if they're to get, you know what I mean? To get a bid, you know what I mean? So before we get the numbers, let me run down what we're talking about here. Communications. Hopefully this isn't too long for you guys, all right, guys? Sorry. Engineering and construction is original business of Mastec since they were putting up copper POTS telephone lines decades ago. They remain one of AT&T's largest vendors. I didn't know that. This unit has seen a lot of investment from Mastec as they get ready for the 5G rollout. As we'll discuss, labor ramp-up costs for all these businesses is large, but especially for tower climbers. The first opportunity here is something Mastec spent a lot of 2017, 2019 doing in advance of the 5G build-out. This is laying down fiber optic backbone for these new rural broadband networks that will service something like 8 to 10% of U.S. population once completed. The second and even larger part potentially is what usually referred to as the last mile problem, but in this case it's the last many miles problem. The reason as many as 10% of Americans can't get broadband is simply that no cooperation will spend this kind of capital for such a dispersed portion of the population. Like with TV, rural customers rely on satellite services. But the level of internet services is much poorer than the is much poorer than the TV services. Even with the backbone in place, getting those lines to residents and businesses that are far from population centers, even small ones, is going to be very expensive. The total cost of the program is $100 billion over 8 years. Mastec's communication revenue is pre-pandemic 2019 was $2.6 billion. At some point, someone is going to add up how many miles of fiber optic cable were laid in this program, and the number is going to sound impossible. Next up, the most interesting segment, now called Clean Energy and Infrastructure, previously power generations and industrial. Its rise is indicated by the name change and the fact that it went from fourth on Mastec's table in 2019 to second in 2020. This segment is still small but growing like a weed, and at 52% CAGR over the last 2 years, even with some big pandemic challenge in 2020, mostly in H1. This segment covers renewable generation construction as well as bridges and roads, a recent acquisition that got added to this segment. The math regarding the addressable market is less straightforward here. The bridges and roads portion of the bill is $115 billion. The renewable portion is a tax credit for new construction that gets lumped in with electrical transmission grid spending at $100 billion. So we don't have an exact figure yet. In any case, Mastec is sitting pretty on all parts of that $100 billion. So that math is more about which segment writes the proposal and books the revenue if they get the job. Next is another segment, influx, oil and gas. It may also be in need of name change. Now, this is mostly U.S. midstream, which was a fantastic business until pandemic happened. Baker Hughes U.S. rig count is my primary metric for Mastec's segment. The more rigs there are in more places means more pipeline in the future. I'm showing you a lot of tumult here. I started the chart at the peak, the initial shale oil boom in 2014. You see the initial class with the YTI getting down to $23 a barrel in 2015 and 2016. That was followed by the market finding a nice equilibrium in 2017 through the beginning of the pandemic. But at the same time, the U.S. and oil exploration and production became much more concentrated in the Permian Basin in West Texas. All right, guys, here let me get into some see how long this is here. Okay, guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time, you know what I mean? And I can keep reading on and on. Hiring challenges. Let me just trading. Okay, so if you're conservative about, okay, here. Yeah, guys, this is a lot longer. So, guys, if you want to, I'm just going to read a little bit more here, guys, to you. Because it's long and I don't want to take up too much of your time, guys. You know what I mean? And it just breaks down, guys. If you want to look it up yourself, it's on Seeking Alpha. Go look it up. I just wanted to read a little bit because it can keep going on and on, guys. And like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to read some of what this article said. But the point I'm making out of all this, guys, is put this one on your radar. I think it's going to do great. Mastec, go look it up. Do your own research. This is Crypto and Stock Talk with Muhammad G. If you found this video useful, guys, hit that subscribe bell so you can be notified when I come through with the latest and greatest. And destroy that like button for me, guys. It's free. Peace. Oh, hold on. Baby Yoda says, peace. Later, guys. Until tomorrow, I'll be coming through with another video. Stay tuned.